thumbs. We are back at SeaWorld today. Actually, I'm back at SeaWorld today. I was here opening day, and today I have Adam with me. And in Florida, over here in Orange County, they recently passed an order that now it is required to wear face masks. It's now mandatory. So what's going to be interesting to see today is how many people are following that rule, because that is actually an executive order now.
Yeah, it was signed into place last week and it took effect yesterday at midnight, I believe.
Yeah, so the last time I was here, I saw most people wearing their masks. Some people are not wearing them, or they're wearing them wrong. So far, since I've been here today, I've already seen a bunch of people not wearing the masks or wearing them incorrectly.
I did hear a team member ask somebody to put their mask back on while we were putting sunscreen on our heads, and that's good to hear. At least they're kind of enforcing that now. When we went to Busch Gardens, there was zero enforcement, but today I've already heard it enforced once. We've been here maybe 10 minutes.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna see today is how people are doing with the masks, how people are doing with social distancing. The nice thing about SeaWorld is we can bring our GoPro onto the rides. So I think we're gonna do that today, and we're gonna show what it's like to ride a ride wearing a mask. Because I know there's been a lot of questions about if it's uncomfortable to go on a roller coaster or a ride while wearing a mask. So we're gonna try to show that today, that it's really not that big of a deal.
Well, before we get started, if you're brand new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and then hit that little bell notification icon if you want to receive notifications every time we upload a new video. All right, so I guess we should just go get started. I haven't been on Mako since last year, and that's my favorite roller coaster in Florida, one of my all-time favorite coasters, and arguably the best Bolliger and Mabillard hyper. They're out there, hit period. So I'm very excited that I get to go ride Mako again.
All right, well, let's go do that.
Yes, indeed, let's do it.
The first ride of the day that we're going to kick things off with is going to be Mako. A little tip when you're coming to SeaWorld, if you start at the beginning of the park where Manta is, there's usually the longest wait over there because most people run to the first ride that they see. So Manta always has a really long wait, and it usually gets a little bit better as the day goes on. So SeaWorld has been making announcements, and they've got signs around the park telling you to remember to wear your face coverings. And we have seen ambassadors telling people to put them on properly. The mask is supposed to cover your nose and your mouth. It's not supposed to hang down here. So far we have seen a lot of people are wearing them. A lot of people are still having problems wearing them properly, or they're completely taking them off. But we'll see how that goes as the day goes on. As far as what it looks like in the queue, so this is how they have it set up to ensure social distancing. There's markers on the ground to make sure that everybody is standing about 2 meters apart. And it seems like everybody's doing okay as far as that.
Yeah, everybody's kind of adhering to that for the most part. Right now, Mako's a 35-minute wait, and usually this is a fairly quick ride to get on. So I mean, I'm sure they are taking extra precautions. And as I said, the rides are at 50% capacity. I see every other row has people on it. All right, we are strapped in and super excited. We took the back row because that is just fantastic on this ride. Your airtime is just phenomenal. And hopefully this isn't too shaky for you guys.
details.
I will say that actually moved my mask around a little bit. I haven't had any trouble.
But it did not come off.
It did not come off. I had to pull it down once or twice, but it was kind of creeping up over my chin. It never really like flipped up and flew off. So for all you guys wondering if you're able to wear a mask on a really high intensity airtime coaster like Mako, absolutely.
All right, guys, we just got off of Mako. So as we just showed you, you absolutely can ride a roller coaster and your mask is going to stay on. It's not going to come off. It might move around a little bit.
Yeah, mine did move a little bit, but it didn't fly up over my face, it didn't fly up over my eyes, and it didn't just pop off of my head and fly off into the ethers. So I think that was a success.
I definitely want to give you guys advice if you come to SeaWorld or any of the theme parks. Really make sure that you're well, SeaWorld is very good about setting up the hand sanitizer stations. I definitely recommend to continuously sanitize your hands. The problem with the masks are that not everybody is following the rules.
Right.
So you got a lot of people, especially in the ride queues or even just walking around, they're not eating, they're not drinking. There's no reason for the mask to be not completely over their face, but they're not wearing it right. And they're touching things, which in turn means that you're gonna touch things. Make sure you sanitize your hands. Yeah,
it's better to just be safe. I mean, like a lot of people say it's just too hot with the mask on. It's warm, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little warm with the mask on, but this is a small price you have to pay.
It's a luxury.
For the safety of others when you're doing something that is a luxury. Exactly.
It's a luxury. You don't have to come to the theme parks. You know, the thing is that I've seen on social media people saying, can I get an exemption because I have some sort of a health issue? And my thing I'm wondering is, if you have a bad health issue, why would you even want to come here? There are social distancing measures in place at the theme park, but it's almost nearly impossible to social distance. People are going to walk right by you whether you're trying to stay 6 feet apart. People are not going to wear their masks right. If I had a really bad problem with my health, I probably would not be coming to a theme park.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, the thing is, we also happen to really like rides. There are a lot of people who like to come to theme parks that aren't really as much into the rides as we are. So there's still activities for them to do. But if they're coming to the theme park and they're in poor health and they're not going to be riding the rides, they are going to be doing other activities, and they're asking for an exemption to a rule that's keeping everyone else safe, there's a problem.
Yeah, I just think that if you can't wear a mask, this is probably not the best time to go. The other thing I've been noticing a lot too is people's little children, they're not really watching them. The kids are still running up to strangers, and the kids are taking the mask down and they're touching things and putting their fingers in their mouth. That's another thing. If you have kids, you really got to pay attention to what your kid is doing, because they're sticking their fingers in their mouth.
Yeah, they could be putting themselves and you at very high risk by doing that.
Yeah. Over here, we're coming upon the future roller coaster Icebreaker. Now, we had heard a rumor that this coaster was not going to open up until next year, and we kind of were like, why? But now I've seen some news articles saying that unfortunately SeaWorld owes quite a bit of money for this ride, as well as in their Busch Gardens park, Iron Gwazi. So hopefully they're going to get this straightened out and we can see these roller coasters open up sometime this year.
Yeah, they both look beautiful, but unfortunately I think liens have been filed against them. So I don't know how that works as far as the legality of opening the coaster. Like, I don't know if they have to pay it in full before they're allowed to open. But I do know that a lien has been filed against SeaWorld by Premier Rides for Icebreaker and by Rocky Mountain Construction for Iron Gwazi.
It's a really nice day today. So far, it hasn't been raining. We haven't encountered any problems like that. The park is not really very busy today. What I have noticed since I've been going back to the parks is that most of them are not busy. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. It's going to be interesting to see when Disney World opens up, because a lot of people are concerned about their new reservation system. Reservations are required to come here to SeaWorld. So far, I've been back twice since it reopened. I haven't had any problems booking any reservations. So the attendance is definitely pretty low. The wait time on the rides is a little bit higher just because they're stopping to do those extra sanitation procedures. But this just gives you an idea today of the crowd over here at SeaWorld. So we just stopped and had lunch at Seafire Grill. So Seafire Grill, if you've never been in there, it's a place where you can get your food and you can sit down. We wanted a place to sit down because it's so hot outside right now. They do have, when you get in there, there are markers on the ground to tell you where to stand. And it looks like they took a lot of the tables out.
Yeah, it was really empty in there. It looked like it was about half capacity, which would make sense. But it was really empty in there today. I mean, like I said, the park is empty anyway, so I think that has something to do with it. But it seemed like it seems very surreal when you go inside to a place and there's really just nobody there, and you know, you're just eating. Like an empty restaurant. It's very strange.
Yeah, it was very empty in there. And there's not a lot of places to eat in here. There's just not a lot of people here today.
I think there's a lot of things that are closed still too. I mean, there's even ride closures right now. Journey to Atlantis is still closed, and I think Kraken is down for maintenance.
Journey to Atlantis was closed when I came here for opening day the other week as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to check out my day and compare opening day compared to today, we'll put a link to that in the description if you want to take a look and see. But yeah, Journey to Atlantis is still down.
Yeah, but anyhow, I think we could try to get on Infinity Falls. Maybe we should try to do that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, because it is hot.
It is really hot.
I'm okay with getting wet today because it is really hot. So let's go cool off a bit.
Okay. So we're in the line for Infinity Falls. This is probably the worst I've seen it with people taking the masks off. The group in front of us, they're not wearing masks. The group behind us, they're not wearing masks. The ambassadors are not really even enforcing for people to wear masks. So this is just kind of what you can expect when you come to SeaWorld. I'm excited though to ride this ride because we've only been on it once. Usually it's hard to get Adam to go with me on water rides because he doesn't like getting soaking wet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it so much now that we live close to the parks. Like we only have a 24-minute drive home from here as opposed to the 3 hours that it used to take us before. So riding home 3 hours in soaking wet clothes is definitely not fun. 20 minutes I can handle, that's okay. But I do just prefer roller coasters to a water ride all day, any day of the week.
I know, but water rides are fun.
They can be a lot of fun. I feel like it's one of those rides where I'm like, I don't know, I could take it or leave it. Then I go on and I'm like, oh, it was so much fun. I feel great. I'm all cooled off now, and it was really fun. Yeah, and then we go to the park again next time. And I'm like, I don't know. We start it over again. You know, the same cycle happens.
But this is definitely, I think, a good day to do a water ride.
I think it's 97 degrees out today.
Something
it's hot.
Crazy.
It's really hot.
And the nice thing is, we're gonna get our own area to sit in. Nobody's going to be able to sit with us, because that's the one thing that's been nice about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Is you can sit alone on rides. You don't have to sit with the other people. Just passed by the flamingos. Uh-oh. Now we're starting to go into the crazy water.
Yep.
Here we go. Ah! Ah! Woo! This is nice having our own little ride over here. Whoa!
Oh yeah.
you up now?
Yeah, no.
Can we take the masks off on here?
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
They didn't really say anything. Whoa!
Yeah, now I'm soaked.
I'm gonna take my mask off.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it too. Oh, good Lord. That felt nice, actually.
These people are stopped over there.
Yep. Oh wait, no, we're going up. There they go.
Okay. Yeah, I think on this ride, because it's a water ride, you're allowed to take your mask off.
Yeah. Oh, that actually felt really good. It's a nice change because we've been sitting there baking in the hot Florida sun for the last 55 minutes in that line.
Ah, here we go.
Oh, that actually feels really good.
Is this where the big drop is?
No, I think we got one more. We got to get in the elevator to go on the big drop.
Okay. This definitely feels really nice considering how hot it is today.
Yeah, really nice. Like it's a welcome change.
Alright, looks like we're going into the crazy water again.
Oh, good. I'm okay with it at this point.
We're gonna get soaked right here. Woo! Oh no, we didn't get wet. Well, there you go.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No.
It's when you least expect it where you get really wet.
Whoa.
These rides are a giant roulette.
Ow! That was a little rough right there.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, we hit a couple rough spots.
Yeah, that was a really rough spot.
I don't think it was supposed to.
I don't think it's supposed to do that either because that actually kind of hurt my back.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Now we take the little elevator ride up 40 feet for the big drop.
Which is really nothing.
That's really not bad considering that Mako is over 200. And
Yeah.
it looks like I'm going backwards.
Are we?
Bye-bye.
Whoa!
Yep, now I'm officially soaked. Alright. Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
That was really fun.
All right.
I'm soaked and I'm cooled off now a little bit.
You a little bit more awake again?
Yeah, I'm awake again. I need some water though. All right, chums, I think that is going to wrap it up for today here at SeaWorld. Did you have fun?
I had fun.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the bottom line. If you're coming to the theme parks right now, just be prepared that people are not paying attention. They're not social distancing. They refuse to wear their masks properly, and they're not watching their kids. So that's really what you can expect right now, and you kind of just have to be ready for that.
Yeah, I think so.
And if you are one of those people, I mean, really think about it. This virus is not gone, so you still have to, I'm not saying to stay home. I mean, obviously we're out and about and doing stuff, but be careful. Don't put yourself at risk, you know, and it's their rules. It's just part of it. If it's the rules, just wear the mask. If you don't like the rules, eventually they're gonna make it so that you don't have to wear the mask. I mean, honestly, I don't think that that's going anywhere for a while. I think that's something we have to be used to.
Yeah, it is. We do have to kind of get used to it. It's gonna be a little while, but eventually the numbers will drop. Eventually the numbers will drop, and the restrictions will start becoming more relaxed. But for now, you just have to kind of grin and bear it, you know?
Yeah, the worst I think was really, I was surprised, Infinity Falls, that there's a part of the queue that you can't social distance. There's people on both sides of you, and it's weird. There's no markers on the ground.
No, there's a section in the queue in Infinity Falls where it doubles back, right? There's like a zig and a zag. There's no social distance markers on the ground to show you where 6 feet is.
And people don't care.
People don't really care anyway, but yeah, you are stuck back to back with, or, you know, side to side with people rather. Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the most uncomfortable. Other places it was pretty easy to get people away from you.
Yeah.
If there weren't clear markers on the ground, because I am social distancing, I would space myself out between the next party. I would create my own space, so that I know that people are 2 meters or 6 feet or whatever you want to call it away from me. But I had a good time. I think that it's fun. My mask is soaking wet, so now it's sort of like falling all over the place.
No, I had a lot of fun too. I think it was a really fun day. And this was my first time back at SeaWorld since it had opened. But I would say there's not too many differences between this park and Busch Gardens as far as the mask rule being enforced.
It started out okay. It seemed like later in the day, I don't know if the ambassadors gave up.
I don't know. I admit it is hot. It is a little hot with this mask on. Like today, it is 97 degrees outside. It is hot. It's very humid. It's very hot. The mask adds to the heat. When you're breathing, you feel the heat on your own face. It gets pretty rough. But go ride Infinity Falls and cool off and you're fine. I mean, I started feeling tired because of how hot I was towards the end of the day. I rode Infinity Falls, now I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
So there's always that.
Well, chums, we're gonna wrap it up from here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming back to the parks is really up to you if you feel comfortable with how people are behaving. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Because they're not. And that's, I guess, kind of to be expected when you have an area where there's a lot of people congregating.
I think so. But I mean, people either get used to it or they're gonna, you know, relax the restrictions eventually, and then we won't have to deal with it.
Yeah, and you just kind of got to look out for yourself. That's all.
But anyhow, as we said at the beginning of this video, if you're brand new to this channel, go ahead and give this video a like. Subscribe to our channel for more content like this. If you want to receive notifications whenever we upload a new video, hit that little bell icon. Until next time, we'll see you guys at the parks.